Listen up. I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. Life doesn't care about your excuses, and neither should you. You want success, you want greatness, you want to rise up when the world's telling you to stay down. Here's the truth. Don't block them. Don't beg for anything. Don't wait for a handout or for someone to show you mercy. You need to do one thing and one thing only: take action. And I'm telling you right now, if you do this, if you take that step, if you believe in your own power, watch what happens. Watch how everything starts to shift in your favor. But it starts with you. No one's coming to save you. You've got to save yourself. Now let's get to work. You have to own your power, and that starts with understanding who you are, what you bring to the table, and why you matter. We live in a world that's always telling us to be smaller, to fit into the boxes people create for us, to follow someone else's path. But that's not how greatness works. Greatness comes when you recognize the fire inside you, the unique talents and abilities that make you different from everyone else. When you understand that you don't need anyone's validation to walk in your truth, that's when the game changes. Owning your power means no longer waiting for external circumstances to align perfectly. It means you take responsibility for your own success. Too often we get caught up in the idea that success is something that happens to you when you've been chosen or when the stars align. But the truth is, you choose success every single day. You decide whether or not you'll put in the work, whether or not you'll rise when things get hard. You decide whether or not you'll keep going when everyone else gives up. The world doesn't hand you success. You've got to grab it with both hands and run with it. When you own your power, you stop relying on others to hand you the keys to the kingdom. You take them yourself. One of the most powerful things you can do is to stop doubting yourself. The world is filled with distractions and negative voices, both inside your own head and from the people around you. They will tell you that you're not good enough, that your dreams are too big, that you don't have what it takes. They'll point out every reason why you won't succeed. But here's the thing, their opinions don't matter. The only opinion that counts is yours. You have to trust yourself. Trust that you are capable of more than you even realize. Doubt is a luxury you can't afford if you want to succeed. Every time you let doubt creep in, you give away a little piece of your power. So every day, remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself of what you're capable of. When you own your power, you walk with confidence in your own abilities. Owning your power also means understanding that you control your own narrative. It's easy to fall into the trap of letting life happen to you, of letting the circumstances and the people around you dictate your story. But if you let that happen, you'll never write the life you want. You have to take ownership of your journey. That means being intentional about the choices you make, the people you surround yourself with, and the habits you build. It means making decisions that align with the vision you have for your life, even when those decisions are hard, even when they challenge you, even when they make you uncomfortable. The world will try to steer you in different directions, but when you own your power, you take control of the wheel, you set your course, and you move forward regardless of the obstacles that may come your way. When you truly own your power, you stop apologizing for who you are. You stop shrinking yourself to make others feel comfortable. The world needs your full, unapologetic self. Your talents, your perspective, your experiences, these are the things that make you valuable. If you hold back, if you dim your light to make others feel better, you're not living authentically. You're doing yourself and the world a disservice. The world needs people who are unapologetically themselves. People who are not afraid to show up as they are and give everything they have. You don't have to conform to anyone else's standards. You don't have to fit into their mold. The only thing you have to do is be true to yourself. When you own your power, you stand tall in your truth. And that's what the world needs. Owning your power also requires you to be responsible for your own growth. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It takes effort and discipline. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to put in the work. That means consistently pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, learning new things, and constantly improving. It means taking feedback even when it stings and using it to fuel your growth. But growth is not just about gaining new skills or knowledge. It's about developing the mindset that you can always get better. It's about understanding that no matter where you are in life, you have the ability to take yourself further. There's always room for growth, and when you own your power, you never stop striving for it. But owning your power doesn't mean you do it alone. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that owning your power means isolating yourself, that it means you have to be self-sufficient and never ask for help. That's not true. Owning your power means being surrounded by people who elevate you, people who push you to be better, people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. You can't do it alone. You need a support system, mentors, and people who challenge you. When you own your power, you know that it's okay to lean on others when needed, but you also know that your success is ultimately your responsibility. You can ask for help, but you have to do the work. You can have a team around you, but the vision is yours to carry. Owning your power also means understanding your worth. Too many people walk around undervaluing themselves, settling for less than they deserve because they don't understand the value they bring to the table. When you own your power, you know exactly what you're worth. You know what you bring to the table, and you don't settle for anything less. You don't let others define your value. You set your own standards. When you know your worth, you stop accepting mediocre relationships, jobs, and opportunities. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop selling yourself short, and you start demanding the respect and opportunities you deserve. Finally, owning your power is about believing that you are enough. You don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to wait until everything is lined up to start. All you need is to trust that you are enough just as you are, with all your flaws, your uniqueness. When you own your power, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop looking to the left and right and wondering why they're succeeding while you're not. You focus on yourself, your journey, and your progress. You trust that you have everything you need within you to create the life you want. When you own your power, you don't look for validation from others, you give it to yourself, you trust yourself, and you step boldly into the person you were always meant to be. Too often we talk about what we want to do, what we wish would happen, what our dreams are, but we fail to take the necessary steps to make those dreams a reality. The world is full of people who can talk a good game, who can lay out the perfect plan, who can tell you exactly what needs to be done, but those same people are often the ones who never actually do anything about it. The truth is, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't comes down to one thing: action. Talk is cheap. What matters is what you do when nobody is watching, what you do when there are no cameras, no applause, no one to validate you, what you do when it's just you, your goal, and the work in front of you. That's what matters. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to dream. It's easy to envision the life you want to live, the success you want to achieve. It's easy to talk about it, to get excited about it, to tell everyone around you what your plans are. But dreams mean nothing without action. Without action, your dreams are nothing more than fantasy. The truth is, there's no such thing as success without action. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. You have to put in the work. You have to get your hands dirty. You can have the best ideas, the grandest vision, the most beautiful plan, but if you don't execute, if you don't take action, none of it matters. No matter how talented you are, how smart you are, how many resources you have, if you don't take action. Now, let's be clear about this. Action doesn't always mean big, dramatic steps. Sometimes it's about consistency. It's about doing the small things every day that add up over time. It's about showing up when it's hard, showing up when you feel like quitting, showing up when no one else believes in you. That's what action is, showing up. It's putting one foot in front of the other, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results don't come right away, even when things seem impossible. It's doing it anyway. When you take consistent action, when you show up day after day, even the smallest steps begin to accumulate and build momentum. One small step leads to the next, and before you know it, you've moved mountains. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you took action, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. Action also means taking risks. Success requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. You have to do things that scare you, things that challenge you, things that make you uncomfortable. Comfort and growth do not coexist. The minute you become comfortable is the minute you stop progressing. If you want to grow, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to take risks. That means being willing to fail, being willing to make mistakes, being willing to fall down and get back up again. Action isn't always about getting it right the first time. It's about learning, evolving, and improving with every attempt. When you take action, you're giving yourself the chance to learn, to adjust, to make course corrections. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to stumble along the way. Failure is a part of the process, and it's only through taking action that you'll learn and grow. Taking action also means being relentless. This world will throw all kinds of obstacles in your way. People who doubt you, circumstances that are beyond your control, challenges that seem insurmountable. But none of that matters if you keep taking action. Life is full of setbacks, but what matters is how you respond. Do you give up? Do you throw in the towel? Or do you keep pushing, keep working, keep moving forward? Action is about staying relentless in the face of adversity. It's about continuing to fight for your dreams, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. The ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. They know that obstacles are just part of the journey, and they don't let them define their future. When you take relentless action, you break through barriers, you push past limitations, and you prove to yourself that nothing can stop you from achieving what you set out to do. Furthermore, action requires discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new goal, a new idea, a new project, but the real work comes when the excitement fades, when the novelty wears off, when you're left with the daily grind. That's when discipline becomes crucial. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's what keeps you consistent even when things get tough. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. When you have discipline, you don't wait for the right moment or the perfect set of circumstances, you do it anyway. You show up and do the work day in and day out. Discipline is the backbone of success. Without it, you'll start strong but quickly lose momentum. But when you commit to the daily process, when you commit to taking action even when it's hard, that's when the magic happens. Success is built on small, consistent actions over time. Another important aspect of action is being adaptable. The road to success is rarely straight. You'll face detours, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. The plans you make today might not work out the way you expected. But that's okay. It's not about sticking rigidly to one path. It's about taking action in the direction of your goals and being flexible enough to adjust when things don't go according to plan. Adaptability is key. You have to be willing to pivot, to try new things, to make changes along the way. Sometimes the most successful people are those who have failed the most because they've been willing to take action, learn from their mistakes, and adjust their approach. The important thing is that they never stop moving. Action means being willing to change your approach if necessary, but never losing sight of your goal. When it comes down to it, action is what transforms dreams into reality. You can have all the plans in the world, but without action, they will remain just that, plans. What separates the people who achieve their dreams from the people who don't is their willingness to act. Action is where the rubber meets the road. It's where you prove that you're serious about what you want. It's where you show up, not just when it's convenient, but when it's difficult, when it's uncomfortable, when you're scared. Action is the difference between those who talk about what they want to do and those who actually do it. If you want to succeed, if you want to make an impact, if you want to create the life you dream of, you have to stop talking about it and start doing something about it. Every day, take action. Every day, show up. Every day, move one step closer to your goal. That's how success is built. And that's how you turn your dreams into reality. You need to stay relentless. In a world that's constantly changing, constantly throwing challenges and obstacles your way, the one thing that will keep you moving forward is your ability to remain relentless. Life is unpredictable and it's not always fair. You will face roadblocks, disappointments, and setbacks that will try to knock you off course, but it's not about whether or not you face difficulties, it's about how you respond to them. Being relentless means continuing to push even when everything seems against you. It's the ability to keep moving forward no matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how many people tell you that you can't do it. If you want to achieve anything meaningful, if you want to reach your fullest potential, you have to remain relentless. Relentlessness is the trait of people who do not give up when things get tough. It's the ability to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward after every failure, every mistake, every loss. Life is filled with challenges, but those challenges don't have to define you. The key is how you respond to them. You can either let them stop you, or you can use them to fuel your determination to keep going. Every time you fall, you have the opportunity to rise. Relentless people understand that failure is not the end of the road, it's a part of the journey. It's a lesson, a stepping stone to success. They understand that you don't lose when you fail, you lose when you quit. Every time you pick yourself up after a setback, you get closer to your goal. When you're relentless, you don't accept excuses. You don't accept the idea that you can't do something. You don't allow fear to dictate your actions. Fear is a powerful force, and it can paralyze you if you let it. It can tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you don't have what it takes. But relentlessness means pushing past that fear, not allowing it to control your life. It's the courage to take that next step, even when you're scared. Fear is a part of the process, but it's not a reason to stop. It's a reason to keep going, to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you think. Relentless people don't back down from fear. They face it head on, and they keep moving forward despite it. Relentlessness also means being willing to sacrifice. Success doesn't come without sacrifice. There are going to be times when you have to put in extra hours, when you have to give up your personal time, when you have to push yourself beyond your limits. But that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes, even when it's hard, even when you're exhausted, even when it seems like the world is against you. Relentless people don't wait for the perfect moment to take action. They take action now. They make sacrifices because they know that the rewards will come later. They understand that the pain of the present is worth the payoff in the future. When you're relentless, you understand that nothing worth having comes easy, and you want to put in the work to earn it. But relentlessness isn't just about pushing yourself. It's also about maintaining the right mindset. It's about staying focused on your goal and not allowing distractions to pull you off track. There are so many things that can get in your way. People who tell you to quit, situations that seem hopeless, challenges that seem insurmountable. But when you're relentless, you stay focused on what you want. You keep your eyes on the prize and refuse to let anything distract you from your path. The distractions might come from others, from your own doubts, or from external circumstances. But when you stay relentless, you rise above those distractions. You don't let them derail you. You don't let them define your journey. You keep your vision clear and your determination strong. Relentlessness also means having the strength to keep going even when you feel like quitting. Everyone faces moments of doubt, moments when it feels like the struggle is too much. It's in those moments that you have to find your inner strength and push through. Relentless people understand that success isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about facing it head on. They understand that the hardest challenges often bring the greatest rewards. When you feel like quitting, that's when you have to dig deeper. That's when you have to push harder. It's in those moments of pain, frustration, and doubt that you learn what you're truly made of. And when you push through those moments, when you keep moving forward despite them, you come out stronger on the other side. Staying relentless also means learning how to stay resilient in the face of criticism and negativity. There will always be people who tell you that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, or that your dreams are too big. Those voices can be loud and discouraging, but you can't let them drown out your own inner voice. You can't let the opinions of others define who you are or what you can achieve. Relentless people learn how to block out the noise and stay focused on their own journey. They know that the opinions of others are not what define their worth. Only they have the power to determine what they are capable of, and they choose to ignore the negative voices that try to hold them back. Relentlessness doesn't mean that you have to do everything on your own. It's about understanding that you don't need anyone's permission to go after what you want. It's about recognizing your own power and your own ability to create the life you want. But it's also about knowing when to ask for help, knowing when to lean on others for support. Relentless people understand that no one succeeds alone. They build networks of support, surround themselves with people who believe in them, and work together to achieve common goals. They understand that their success is not just about what they do individually, it's also about how they collaborate with others to move forward. So while you need to be relentless in your own efforts, you also need to be willing to work with others who can help you on your journey. But most importantly, being relentless means believing in your ability to make things happen. It's about believing in your power to change your circumstances, to overcome obstacles, to create your own success. When you're relentless, you never give up on yourself. You know that you're capable of more than you realize. You know that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to if you're willing to work for it. It's that unshakable belief in yourself and your abilities that drives you forward. Relentless people believe that no matter how many times they fall, they can always get back up. They believe that every setback is just an opportunity to try again, and that success is always within their reach if they're willing to do what it takes to get there.